Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the video podcast of I'm Currently In. How are you, Alex?
I'm good.
Thirsty?
Yeah, I'm good. So today we're going to be talking about how long you should be booking in advance, or
how much time you need before traveling to Cuba?
Yeah. And another topic is,
well, how much cost everything here in Cuba?
yeah, we're going to be like
exactly for the American travelers with the USD.
Mm-hmm.
We are trying to express the prices in USD and euros. It's much easier than express the prices in the CUP, the national currency, because it will be very crazy. So that will be the main topics that we will be talking about.
So the first topic is how long you should be booking in advance. How in advance you should be.
How much time do you need if you're thinking of coming to Cuba? How much time do they need for the visa? For the support the Cuban people visa.
Visa is not going to be a problem. You can get a visa even staying in Cuba. I mean, once you land to the airport, you can get the visa.
Oh.
But normally you should get it ahead. It could be a week. It could be 15 days. It's up to you. But now the price used to be $100. I don't know now. It could be like 110, something like that. But the visa is not going to be the problem. The problem is how fast Cuba change.
Yeah.
And really depending about what you want to do. So that's when you think about the things that you want to do in Cuba.
And yesterday we were recording a video about the times that you need to book in advance, the Airbnbs. And how much time do you recommend for booking, for example, an Airbnb? If you are a solo traveler and you don't want the service of an agency.
Airbnb, as you know, other like hotels, everything works for seasons. So Havana is a very popular destination. It depends about where you want to stay. If you want to stay in Vedado is not going to be like super busy. But if you want to stay in Havana, for example, in the old
town, the old town,
you should book in advance like 2-3 months. That's okay. Yeah, because it's super busy. It really depends about the season. If you want to come in winter is November, February, that season. Okay, you need to book it in advance. But if you want to come in summer, it's not busy at all, so you can do it.
Because people doesn't like the summer.
15 days in advance is going to be more than enough. Again, depending about the price. If you are coming because you want to come cheap and you want to go for the cheapest is going to be like this.
Yeah.
So if you want to go for luxury options, you're going to have few options, but they're going to be super good. So you have,
and they'll be available with much more facilities.
Yeah. So depending on when and how you want to come, depending on how long you should be booking.
And some services, as the experiences on Airbnb, some tours, it's better booking outside the country. Because once you're here in Cuba, it's practically impossible to get all the debit and credit cards and paying, and you have to call a friend or maybe a family in the outside. Hey, you can book the tour for me, and it could be.
The thing is that if you come from the United States, you cannot use credit or debit cards.
Yeah.
So unless you have another credit card from another country, then you can use it. But even for us as locals, for example, if I want to go to Topas de Guayantes and I want to book an Airbnb, I cannot do that. I have to go to the website.
Yeah.
I have to contact the host, and then waiting for the reply is going to take days to do that. So it depends. But
because the people here in Cuba, specifically the hosts, they are very lazy, like replaying all the questions of the travelers. You're
also,
like, oh my God. Do you remember in Canasi? Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You want to talk about that?
Oh my gosh.
Also the internet. People here, they're struggling all the time. They don't have internet. Sometimes you don't have data. Sometimes you don't have Wi-Fi. So you have to be like looking for some options.
The power shortage too.
Yeah.
Could be a problem.
So book in advance. What you can lose. I mean, sometimes, or some people, some agencies, they have like a cancellation policy, like we do. So if you want to book in advance and at the end you want to cancel, if you cancel on time, you're not going to lose anything. But if you cancel a week, a day, almost 2 days before coming, then you're going to have some cancellation policy, some fees, You have to pay because people have been working for you. They have been like scheduling some stuff. So that's the way that Cuba and the world works.
And with the problem of the airlines and the cancellation of their flights to Cuba. If you book in advance a flight to Cuba, I don't know, in November, and they say, hey, we cancel the flights to Cuba.
It depends about the airline. And in Amcurrently, we don't sell flights, or we don't sell visa. We don't do anything like that. We only offer services in Cuba. But what you can do is in that case, for example, the JetBlue topic that we were talking about in your the video that we shot yesterday, they said in the article they're going to be like refunding all the money.
Oh, perfect.
But that was JetBlue. Sometimes you go to the airport, they say, hey, we sell all the flights. We're going to send you back to some hotels. You got to wait until tomorrow. You cannot do anything. Some people, they just go to the airport and you lose everything. So it's completely depending on their...
Like we always say, Cuba
line.
changed a lot, and everything that has a contact with Cuba changed a lot every day. So it's very complicated.
But what about you? What would you say?
I don't know. I'm not a traveler person. I don't know.
But
It's
well,
sad, but-
let's say that you want to go to Trinidad. Let's talk about common sense. You know? What would you think would be enough to plan in your trip? Because as we were talking, Cuba is
Even
like
for the
this.
Cubans, it's hard getting everything like ready for a trip or for everything. And I think a month could be great for getting maybe a flight to Santiago or a flight to Camagüey. Or if you want to go by bus, it will be exhausting, but if you don't have any option, you could try it. And I think a month could be great. Even two, if you are waiting for the answer of the host of the Airbnb.
The thing is that when you do all this like stuff by yourself, is super complicated.
Yeah.
The reason is because you got to be waiting for some replies. You got to be thinking about where to stay, how to exchange the
You
money.
have to do your own research about the prices and what option could be the greatest for you. So
When you have a professional agency, someone who's going to be like guiding you through all this process, you have a concierge service that is going to be telling you, hey, Cuba is changing now. We're going to be going this direction. We have this problem. We have this.
and they have all the contacts, and
Yeah.
they have like these plans completely created for you. So
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about
You have
it.
to pay
Of course.
because there's
It's a service.
Yeah, there's a service that you're paying for, but you're going to be like getting rid of all
Everything in
this-
control.
Yeah, all this headache that is traveling to Cuba sometimes.
And with the transportation here in Cuba, oh my gosh.
That's super complicated now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, we have a podcast talking about that.
Yeah. Or the
And,
fuel, when we have the crisis of the fuel here in Cuba. I think we are always in crisis of everything, but
Yeah, that's true.
right now we have like the cash crisis.
Mm-hmm.
We have the fuel crisis. Everything is a crisis.
There's always something going on here.
Yeah.
And then the thing about the price is the same. Price changes depending on the season. It doesn't change that much, but for some people, $1 is a lot of money. So
And
it
depends on the exchange rate in the black market too.
Mm-hmm.
So if the dollar go down, the prices will be higher. So
But I will nowadays I would recommend people come in looking for the best, and the reason is because you're gonna have everything like ready for you.
Yeah.
You don't have to be struggling a lot. And now visiting Cuba solo as a solo traveler,
and you can avoid all the scams.
It's super
Scams about the
complicated.
transportation, about the food that you're going to eat, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because here, everything could be a scam.
yeah.
When the people are trying to get like the cheapest option, I want to go to the airport by a bus and then in a horse, you will be scammed, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So don't do it.
Yeah.
Get a cab and go to the airport for, I don't know, 20, 25 bucks. And
Yeah.
that's all. It's easy.
The other day I was getting a colectivo to go to, a place where I'm staying. And there was a guy with a suitcase inside of the colectivo going to the airport. And the colectivo was dropping him off at the avenue, though.
Yeah.
So he was walking to the airport. I was thinking, bro, probably you're on a budget or you're broke. I don't know. But
No, sometimes
But
they
some people,
did
they
it
have money
because
and
they
they-
want to have like the Cuban experience. And even the Cubans, when we have the money,
We pay.
We take the cab and we take the, I don't know,
Yeah.
what we want.
yeah. People think that visiting Cuba, cheap is going to be living the Cuban experience.
Yeah.
I was shooting on a very expensive luxury place a couple of days ago. I love it. Actually, it's one of the places that we're going to be offering on the website. And the people who go there, they want to live the Cuban experience, but they live the Cuban experience from the luxury. So they go to, I don't know, to visit the community, but in a nice car, air conditioning. They go to the most famous places in Havana with, people who are going to be explaining them.
Professional tour guide.
Yeah. So they don't go with a book, reading and lost and asking people where should
And
I
asking
go.
locals that could be
No, they do that.
scammer.
I mean, you could do your thing, you know,
Yeah.
but that's not recommended nowadays. It's super complicated visiting Cuba by yourself. You're gonna be asking a lot of questions. You're
Trying to
probably
avoid scams, they get a scam. It's
Yeah.
it's ironic, but
And there's, I don't know if you, do you know, there's some YouTubers, they were visiting Cuba. There is one that is called Kick, it's like a South African guy.
I don't know.
What's the name? That one?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
He was visiting Cuba. All the videos he made was
about the scams.
about negative things that you will find in Cuba. All of them. He was looking for some prostitute. He was buying cigars
The
on the
Habanos.
street. He was going to the beach and, you know, finding some easy girls. And all of that was documented. And there was another YouTuber, I don't know the name, he was saying, bro, you shouldn't be doing that because the people that you're ready to record, they're in trouble right now in Cuba because they were in camera, they were selling you stuff, and that's true. The point of this, what I'm trying to say is that if you come to Cuba looking for the dark side, it's very easy to find. The same if you come from, I don't know, if you go to the United States or you go to whatever is the country. Let's say you love Paris, you want to go to Paris. Paris is one of the most complicated and danger places in Europe
Yeah.
because it's very touristic and all the places where it is very touristic, it's very easy to get scammed.
Yeah.
And if you go to Havana and you get a girl coming to you, hey, do you want to look for some, I don't know, some fun?
Yeah.
Of course. Hey, do you want to get some cigar? Of course.
It's funny because sometimes they say, "Oh, I think that she was in love with me." Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
But, you know, it's like that. You get what you pay for. If you go cheap, you're gonna get cheap shit. So, yeah.
Cheap, 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 cheap.
I mean, there is nothing cheap that is good. Like even a walking tour, you pay $20, and the people who are going to be taking you to the guide, you're trying to guide you, they're not going to be professional. They're going to be telling you some stuff. But if you want to pay a tour guide, it's going to be expensive. The same with the accommodation.
Yeah.
You want to pay $35, it's going to be an Airbnb. You want to pay $150, $200, $400.
It all depends on the budget that you have.
Yeah.
And actually, that's the point of getting everything ready in advance with 2, 3, even 4 months ago, because you have to make the budget and you have to say, okay, this is the budget that I have, and I'm going to spend, I don't know, 100 in accommodation, 35 in an Airbnb experience, just for getting some examples, and getting everything ready, and like a budget that can supply any stuff like can appear
Yeah.
like a surprise. Maybe you're walking and you, I don't know, see a museum and you don't have like a budget for the museums, and you say, hey, I have that money. The tour of the capital tour. Maybe you didn't know when you were planning your trip that you could do the tour in the capital, and you say, hey, I want to try it, I want to see it, and you paid for it.
The other day I had a person who sent me a DM. Hey, I want to go to Cuba. I was, looking for some nice stuff. It's me and my husband. What do you do? And I say, okay, this is my concierge. So she's going to be helping you. And we increase the prices a lot because of the services that we're going to be providing. All is going to be luxury accommodation. The services are going to be over the top. And she was like, hey, I was looking forward to you because I thought that you would give me a decent price. And I was like, hey, hold a second. This is my price. And this is the quality, the things that are going to be selling you.
If you don't want
or offering you. If you don't want to, don't take it. You are not like, I don't know. Why are you going to be complaining about the price that you cannot pay?
I mean, when
you could do that. You could go to the capital by yourself. Hey, how much is the price? Pay me.
When I asked for a service and they send me the prices and I couldn't pay it, I just say, okay, thank you. I don't have to, like, I don't know in English the word cuestionar. I don't have to question the price, you know, like, oh, it's very cheap. Oh, it's, I don't know, very, I forgot, luxury. No, it's the price. Pay it or not.
Yeah, sure. Otherwise, you could do it by yourself.
Yeah, completely.
But at the end, we were like, okay, it is expensive. I mean, you're gonna have everything included. Actually, we're including a day in a Varadero hotel with everything included, like everything. I mean, you cannot imagine how many good things she had, and actually it wasn't that expensive at all. We could increase the price a little bit more. She was like, this is over the top. I cannot pay this. Okay, we're gonna give you the same, but without the accommodation. You can look for your own accommodation. No, it's still expensive. So what do you want? No, tell me, where can I find the best accommodation? Okay, pay me.
If you want the best accommodation, and if you want my like the service of a guide you have to pay.
I mean, otherwise you go to
The
YouTube.
knowledge,
Yeah.
half a price.
Go to YouTube, free.
Yeah.
Or look for some
course.
advices. But if you want me to be your tour guide, or you want me to be the company, the agency who's going to be handle everything here, which is super complicated,
Yeah.
you have to pay for it. And
I
this is the
heard
price.
about a couple that they want to travel all across the island, from Havana, Viñales, Trinidad, and the taxi were like, I don't know, if 400, 500, everything. The taxi were with them all the travel, getting his own accommodation, his own food, everything. And they were like, oh my gosh, it's too expensive. Man, the taxi, we will be with you all the travel. He's not your friend.
Yeah, of
He's
course.
doing his job, and he has to pay everything, even the fuel. Maybe if he had a problem with the car, with the cop, he have to pay it. So
The thing is, clients, they don't care what you have to pass through to get, things
they only
done.
think about cheaper prices.
Yeah, always. So we don't sell cheap. We're not cheap. If you are, we're not. I mean, we're glad that you contact us, but we don't match. Simply as that. So,
And there are very many options that you can choose.
yeah, of course.
If you don't like this one, go to this one.
There's so many people out there selling stuff very cheap. Now then, if you get them, don't complain about that. Hey, I got this. It was cheap, but it's bad. If it's cheap, it's not gonna be good.
You went cheap, so
If it's good, it's not gonna be cheap. So you pay for it.
yeah.
It's the same.
Sometimes when you search the reviews of some free tours here in Havana, I mean, bro, it's free. Sometimes the tour guides did all the work, I don't know, 3-4 hours walking through all Havana, Centro, Vedado, going to some restaurants, and they don't receive anything from some people. They think, oh, it's free. Even a tip. So
When I was working as a tour guide, we were doing a free walking tour. And the intro was like, hey, my name is Alex, blah, blah, blah. This is going to be a free tour. We're going to be doing this, and that. At the end of the tour, if you want to tip, that's completely up to you. Normally, people tip this amount of money. So you let them know how much people do that. But at the same time, you say, hey, it's completely free. Some people paid, some people don't. But if you go to a free tour, who is working nowadays 2-3 hours for free? Who do that? Like, for example, Jack. He do great photos and he works a lot. He edits a lot. When you go with him, you got to be walking almost half a day, and people is like, it's expensive, or I don't know. They're gonna be complaining all the time, arguing about the price, arguing about the quality of the photo. Or once they're satisfied, they're gonna be, I love this, but please, could you edit this one for me?
could you change the sky for me? And it's like,
Okay,
man.
no. I mean, the thing is, we could do that, but this is the price.
And sometimes they came here to Cuba with old photos like, oh, I want a photo in this spot. Man, this spot doesn't exist anymore. It's the same with the, Los Nardos, El Asturianito, the restaurants in front of the Capitolio. They were, I don't know, in 2015, 2016, like the walls in blue, pink, and green. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh my gosh, that's so cute.
I have a photo of that place.
Yeah. Right now, it's yellow plus yellow plus yellow. So it's not the same. Also, if you want a tour, you have to think about the time that you are going to do a photo shoot, for example. Sometimes if you do the photo shoot in the afternoon, if you want a photo in front of the Capitol, it could be impossible because the light it's just behind the Capitol, and it will be very very bad photo. So if you want a photo in front of the Capitolio, you have to do the photo shoot in the morning because the light is just in front of the building. There are things that people doesn't understand because they don't know anything about the photography, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, but I want a photo here." Man, we could try it, but it will be a shit. We don't want to do that.
No, I mean, I wouldn't even say we could try it. I would say, no, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
And this is the reason. And if you want to do it, I'm not going to do
We
that.
try to explain, but sometimes they don't understand why, because they don't have like the knowledge about the photos and the light and everything.
I got it. So overall,
And it's hard.
how much is traveling to Cuba? Depends about what you want to pay.
Yeah.
You get what you pay for. If you want to come and struggling and suffering and getting everything super complicated because that's the way that Cuba is working nowadays.
Yeah.
Come by
For the
yourself.
Cubans, it's complicated. So
Come by
imagine
yourself,
for people
come
that
ship. But if you want to come and have a good time, you can do it. Believe me, you can do it. But you have to pay a lot of money. So that's the way. That's the only way.
And do you have any recommendation for the American travelers about booking in advance, getting your services, of course?
Of course. I mean, we've been working in so many things trying to make our clients have the best experience here. Accommodation, tours. So the way that we're going to be working is you contact us. We give you on a schedule with a price, with a quotation. So this is the stuff that you're going to do. They're going to do day 1, day 2, day 3, 7 days. You're going to have Piñales, Havana, Matanzas. I mean, Matanzas is going to be Varadero, Cienfuegos, and Trinidad. 5 cities.
And as a client, I could personalize all these things.
You can say, I don't want to go to Varadero, or I want to go to Varadero, but I don't want to go to this hotel, or I want to go to, you can change some
depends.
stuff. Yeah. But it's not going to be personalized. It's going to be full inclusive, like all inclusive. You're going to have breakfast, lunch, dinner. You don't have to touch any penny here. You don't have to think about money here. If you want to, for example, in your free time, we're going to be suggesting you, hey, if you want to go to this nightclub, because we're going to have that service included, we're going to take you out. But if you don't want us to take you out, you can do it by yourself. We can suggest you some places, and we're going to give you the price that you're going to be paying if you go to a place like that.
Yeah.
But at the end, it's not going to be like, hey, what can I do in Cuba? No. You have almost all the activities in Cuba, 7 days, and this is the price. And that's what you have to do. You have to pay 50% off and the rest in cash
And
in
you
Cuba.
have everything covered.
Everything. Like, you're going to have even VIP access. No, yeah.
Oh my God.
VIP access on the airport, which is going to make you feel even more comfortable because you have to, sometimes you have to be on the lines, waiting. Oh, my luggage is
And the
not
Cuban
here.
airport, it's amazing.
Sí.
So
So you're not going to be waiting in lines. You're not going to be doing any like Cuban stuff until you want to do it. But we're going to try to make you feel like you are in Cuba because you want to live the Cuban experience, but we're going to get you over the top. That's what we want to do. But that's going to have a cost.
of course.